Hi Dad, as I promised you I made you a little video about Moscow. Yes, I'm passing through here, so it will be very short. I promise on the way back I'll give you a full overview of this wonderful city. I'll tell you what's here and where you can go. I know you've always wanted to visit this city. I wish we were together right now. Anyway, Dad, now I'm going to show you the Kremlin. It's an incredible sight. I'll show you the exhibition of the national economy. Different parks, streets, roads, and of course Moscow at night. The night in Moscow is incredible, if only you could see. So sit back, take your favorite glue wine and enjoy. So Dad, are you ready? My journey through Moscow begins. Moscow is a charming modern city with a huge number of sights and interesting places. From ancient fortresses and grand cathedrals to beautiful parks and futuristic skyscrapers. Moscow is located in the center of European Russia, between the Oka River and the Volga River, on the banks of the river of the same name. Russia's capital has a moderate continental climate with distinct seasons. Summers are usually comparatively warm, while winters are quite cold. Autumn in Moscow is cool and rainy. Spring is characterized by changeable weather, when warm days alternate with dank days. At the same time, Moscow is one of the greenest cities in Europe, and greenery accounts for more than half of its territory. The city has several hundreds of parks and woodlands. The largest of them are Izmailovsky Park, Tsaritsino, Kolomenska, and many others. One of the best times to visit Moscow is summer, although Moscow is beautiful at any time of year. So Dad, let me show you the Kremlin. The Kremlin is the fortified core of the historic Russian city, the central and most ancient part of it. The word Kremlin since the 14th century was spread in northeastern Russia, gradually replacing the original name Detonitz. In the structure of ancient Russian towns, a walled Kremlin Detonitsa was in most cases adjoined by one or two larger in area peripheral towns, which were also fortified. The unfortified parts of the town were called posadas. The Kremlin usually contained a princely palace, main stone temples, manors of feudal lords, and craft shops servicing the princely court. To enhance the defensive capacity, the Kremlins tried to be built taking into account the natural advantages of the terrain, on the promontory of two rivers, on the hill, and so on. Kremlins are sometimes incorrectly called some fortresses, which in ancient Russia were originally created not as city fortifications, but as border military forts. Dad, this is something grandiose. But you remember that I'm just passing through here, so I'll tell you more about it when I come back and make a new big video. Alright, Dad, shall we move on? Now I'll show you a little corner of Dubai in Moscow. It's called Moscow City. The Moscow International Business Center, Moscow City, is a developing business district in Moscow on the Presnenskaya embankment. As part of the Moscow City, a business zone is being created, which will combine business, residential, and leisure apartments. Moscow City is being built on Presnenskaya Naberezhnaya, on the site of a former quarry, on an area of about 100 hectares, of which 60 hectares are subject to new construction. As of 2014, the amount of investment was approximately $12 billion. A 2023 year, Moscow City has already built 13 of the 23 planned facilities. Another 6 buildings are under construction and 4 are in the design stage. The construction of the Moscow City Towers is being done at the expense of private investors. And now, Dad, I want to show you the exhibition of economic achievements. The exhibition of economic achievements is the largest exhibition complex in the city. It is one of the 50 largest exhibition centers in the world. Every year, the VDNH is visited by 30 million visitors. Created during the Soviet era, it is a monument to the Soviet era. Sample of prevailing at different times architectural trends. In addition to the buildings, the famous Botanical Garden and Ostankino Park are located nearby. There are amusement rides, bicycle paths, museums, and much more. In general, to go around all of Moscow and see everything, I probably wouldn't even need a month. Oh, Dad, why aren't you with me now? Okay, Dad, I told you briefly about a few interesting places in Moscow. You've seen the beauties of the city, the places, even if just a little so far. Soon I'll come back here and do a full review. For now, just enjoy the shots of Moscow. Have a great day.